Currently, the transforming robot toy collector community is high on offerings from Metalcardbot W, like Tacky, Night Griffin, and the upcoming release of Series Big Bad, Tyrant Zero. But I found the Metalcardbot S toy line to be full of absolute bangers. And today, I want to take a look at one of those. Metalcardbot Series S, Cielo. Not many Western channels have done videos on Metalcardbot S Cielo. It's a great figure, has the kind of typical lack of articulation that we have seen for the Metalcardbot S series. So, head is on a very limited swivel. It's limited by these joints here in the shoulder. Shoulders can go up and down. Bicep swivel, elbows with a ratchet, ratcheted hips, forward and back, bend at the knees. There is a thigh swivel, which is greatly appreciated, nothing at the ankle, and no waist articulation. Cielo's metal card gimmick are these two excellent looking rifles that attach to both points on the arm here and in the wrist here, and show you how these go onto the card. And then like so. And then the card has a couple of pegs as well as a couple of tabs and slots, and attaches as such. Very cool. No place on the alt mode really for the luggage to go. You can leave the rifles in the hands when it is in plane mode, but it looks pretty goofy, so we're not going to do that. Transformation is pretty easy, and we're going to go ahead and see if we can get this done without it ending in cursing. So to start with, you can collapse the legs and squeeze them together. You can untab the arms from the chest. They're on these two pegs right here. And flip the chest up, and then the head tucks inside. Nose cone flips out. Go ahead and flip back these booster jets, and then they tab in there. Flip up the feet. Fold down the tail. Fold up the rear stabilizer. And the arms are a little strange. The wrists don't actually, hands don't actually go anywhere. The wrists just flip around like that. And then the wings peg in right there to the boosters. And then the arms just fold around themselves and then tab into the wing there, which reveals some rockets on the back side of the hands where you folded them in. And just get the hand pegged in there. There we go. And there are already exposed landing gear on the fronts of the knees there, and then there is a front landing gear here which you can fold down. And don't forget to flip over this little cockpit cover there. Definitely giving off some Macross vibes there. These little canards on the front can be manipulated and put in whatever position you want. There's really no reason for them to be moved in all the images. They're just flat, but get the tail there stabilized properly. There we go. And you have the jet mode for Cielo. It's a very attractive jet, and looks quite gorgeous, honestly. The color scheme with the aqua, the orange, the white, and the blue is really cool looking. And, you know, the management for the hands and arms, it's not the greatest ever, but putting the rocket detail on the front where the wrists flip around actually works pretty well. So can't really complain too much. But, yeah, it's a very, very nice looking jet. And in case you were wondering, and I figure you probably were, yes, it does the thing. Can pull off actually a very impressive Garwalk mode. So I feel like Cielo has really been kind of slept on in Western markets, much like a lot of the Metalcardbot S series toys, aside from Blast Train and Sky Gallop. So this is definitely one worth picking up if you can find it from an eBay seller for a reasonable price. One last thing. This is how it's in all the images, how the wings are posed. I personally like to do something along these lines. Kind of gives off another bit of a Macross vibe, like a VF3 Lightning maybe, with the thrusters pointing forward and the wings down on the side. Just cuts a little bit better of a profile in my opinion. So yeah, despite the limited posability, this figure looks great in all the poses it can achieve, and the colors are great. It's a beautiful figure, and definitely recommend picking this one up if you can find it for a decent price. You're probably going to end up with shipping, if you get the Korean version, probably paying at least 70 or 80 bucks. If you can find a Chinese version on AliExpress, might run you a little bit less than that. That's been our look at Metalcardbot S Cielo on Bart Swarmers. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.